go to Game 7 just to get here at Chiefs.
Yeah, and I think Yummy makes a great point. It is a long road, and you just got off a long and hard series. You have to be at least a little bit tired, but that's... Oh my gosh. Well,
and they're not
wasted no time, huh?
You're tired. You just came out of your first match. You come off the ropes. Maybe I can do this. And the giant wallops you in the jaw. Express upper 90. Brilliant placement there. And ground zero off to a hot start.
They had to really take some strides in their lower final, Riot, to start catching up to Cringe Society. And now that difficulty tick goes up one more notch, you got to find a way to match round zero, because they are right. Round zero has been playing incredibly. Whoa, my gosh.
Okay.
What?
Cool. So Torsos picks this up to the sky, goes slow, flip reset, maybe doesn't matter, gets one bite and another bite, doesn't even have to touch the ball. He's a ventriloquist.
He missed the flip reset, but Riot thought he got it, so they dove to block the flick, but Torsos could never actually touch that ball again.
Thinking you've gotten the flip reset is sometimes as good as having gotten it, because it's so difficult for them to tell. Here comes Walcott, first opportunity for Riot on offense, and is cleanly denied by Express to the outside. Torsos now sends it back to the edge. Amphis here. Trap against one. Slows down, takes his time. Leduc and Spidoge both move into this corner and kind of sit there. Walcott will be set up in goal, but Spidoge gets up after Leduc's touch, and now Torsos onto the back wall. Walcott with a nice clear back to midfield.
And, you know, there's going to be, I think, a lot of pressure on Walcott in this series. Just like the previous one, it's all about how he is able to command that back third. He's going to have to be playing some lights-out defense and take touches like that away, because Torsos, full steam ahead right there.
3:42 on the clock. Round zero, the favorites in the match. Got up to a hot start. Walcott will loft it. Leduc to drop to Spidoge, but Torsos will deny. He's got Amphis in tow. And that leaves Express back in the third man. Spidoge will lose it on the wall. Walcott will try to trap this, but here comes Torsos now. Crashing into this corner. He's got Express in front of the box. Gets it through one, but it's behind Express, and Amphis, who's chasing into a corner, has to back off. Spidoge now trying. Torsos on his rotation back breaks up this pass play, and Leduc and Walcott have to look at it. That gives plenty of time for Express and Amphis to get set up on defense. Here comes Amphis, but Leduc over the top of him. We'll get it away. Now Torsos is going to try and trap it. Spidoge gets it off to the edge, and things starting to look a little bit better. Riot starting to get warmed up here in game one.
Yeah, equalized at least here. Still a long way to go, but you've stopped the bleeding, which is the critical portion. Now it's a matter of how do you gain control.
Here's Spidoge trying to put it on target, but Amphis will get it away. And now underneath one, Walcott comes in the third man, puts it to the corner. And Amphis and Torsos tangled up on top of each other. Express has to do all this work by himself, gets it through one, and then neutralizes the second. That'll buy a lot of time, but Torsos moving up to try and make the challenge. Wasn't able to do much, and Amphis gets bumped off the back wall. Torsos has to make this touch all by himself. We're across halftime. Ground zero, the only team on the board, but Riot's starting to look more and more aggressive.
Walcott trying to get a little cheeky there with the fake, see if he can get the defense to bite on the pass to the left and go towards net, but the layering from ground zero, the back line not folding. But you're right, Riot pressing well here. Leduc! Oh, it's own goal!
Oh my goodness. Walcott and Leduc tag team this one in front of Express, who sits there and looks at it like a beached whale, puts it straight into his own net. 2:05 on the clock. This game's crazy.
And Express is in that position because Amphis is the player on the goal line. Amphis is the guy whose job that is, but Express sees him getting bumped, and so Express is just trying to get back and cover, and the ball just pops right onto his nose.
Spidoge getting chased in his net, manages to go out the back and get the clear, and they're back on offense with 1:50 left to go in the game. They're only trailing by one. Here's Leduc to the sky. He's got Walcott and Spidoge behind him, but Express will win the challenge. Now Spidoge, an excellent touch on the wall. Amphis has to reach this one. Walcott nearly shut his door, but Amphis gets it through, and now counterattack. Nice touch to put it in the midfield. Express to chase it. Amphis looking for corner boost. Not going to find any quick rotation on this. It's going to make it for an odd rotation entirely from the rest of ground zero. Amphis did back off, but now it's backwards. He won't be fully set up in net. They'll make the save enough. Get it off to the edge. They're still holding on to that one-goal lead, but here comes Riot. Leduc through the sky. Soft touch. Gets two players up, but Torsos will get control. Back to midfield. Spidoge will try to do this all by himself. Express has other ideas. Just put a little bit of pressure on him as he tries to travel across the sky. He won't be able to make the shot.
And it's unfortunate here for Riot because there's been enough time past now. The Ground Zero have had time to stabilize. And he is going to win. Walcott, he just face smashed this ball. I mean, it just stalemates here at the corner of the box, and he just dives at it because, you know, why not? They're not in a great position, and gets a favorable kick off the post, and they equalize.
I like Riot's strategy, just overwhelming pressure. And in a game that looked so one-sided at the beginning with just crazy shots from Ground Zero, Riot has come back to life. It just took them a few minutes to get warmed up, and they are matching Ground Zero pace to pace. They put some pressure on the goalie. Amphis doesn't touch it, but there wasn't a shooter. Now Walcott trying. Torsas will take control out of this corner. Leduc lofts it to his backboard. Amphis is up for it on the double tap and drops it in. 3-2, Ground Zero.
Punished. You make one bad touch here. Leduc probably let that one go, but unfortunately, Amphis too good. Perfect read and drills it.
30 seconds left. Riot's got their work cut out for him. Need a clean kickoff. Amphis will take control following the kickoff. Gets it over the top of Walcott. Torsas onto the wall. 2 players up for it. This is going to drop. Dangerous. Express is trying. He puts it onto the edge. Happy just to burn a little bit of time. And Walcott will try to loft this one away. This one just put into the midfield, and Amphis is alone with the ball. He'll just hold on to this, force them to come at him, and Leduc is just hanging on the backboard, not willing to try and make an aggressive positioning, waiting for Ground Zero to play it into him, but they're not going to. They've got the lead. 2 seconds left, and the players get tangled up on top of each other. Ground Zero, they have to push away. They make them they sweat a little bit, but they do take care of game 1.
I think Riot there was going for the cheeky bot pinch to see if they could get that, 110 mile per hour into the top right-hand corner at the end. Unfortunately, mis-executing. But yeah, that was actually a lot better show from Riot after that initial start. I mean, that was, the quick jab with the haymaker instantly.
Yeah.
And they brought it all the way back. So well done to Riot. And say what you like about, them being made of magic and unicorns and fairies or whatever. This is 2 grand finals in a row for them, and they brought it back from what looked like a real bad spot here, and they only get beat because Amphis makes a great read on one mistake.
It did come down to just this one final challenge, but Ground Zero, the beginning of that games looked so good. I'm excited to see here in game 2 achieves as Riot now clearly warmed up, clearly matching the pace. I don't think it's warmed up is a term we use a lot, but I don't think it actually has anything to do with being warm in the situation. I think it has to do with the speed at which your brain is working. Ground Zero clearly on a different level from Cringe Society that they were just playing. Riot has to move up, kind of scale up and match the pace, and they were doing that by the end of game 1.
Adapted,
so
yeah,
exciting to see how things move here in game 2.
Definitely agree. This really feels like the start of it for Riot here, especially after, having to shift gears so rapidly. And now, here's your real test. Now you know what you're in for. What do you do?
Amphis off of his wall. Torsas is there. Spydoge. Try and clear it. Torsas gets it away. Off the post, Leduc's got to clear, and Torsas will turn on this. The sky. Express now to a corner. And Walcott will challenge. Torsas now to the sky with Spydoge challenging him. An excellent read. Pushes it back out. Leduc and Walcott will tag him. This one towards the goal. Amphis makes the save on the retreat. What a counterattack. Riot attacking aggressively.
There is always value in putting a nice strong shot on target, even if it's right at the defender. It's going to force them to make a save. Amphis dangerously close to his own pretty redirect.
Leduc on the wall. He's alone here. He'll drop it onto Walcott's hood, and Amphis with a miss. This will open up the backfield a bit. Express and Torsas just having to play damage control. As Spydoge gets it to Leduc in front. Torsas gets in the way and plays it to the corner. He's got Amphis behind him. Express in front. They go for the 1-2-1, but the touch from Express will outpace Torsas, and Spydoge will now move this to the midfield. 3:30 on the clock. No goals here in game 2. It's Torsas. Lots of work back to midfield. And now Express onto the backboard. It bounces freely. They try to drop it in, but can't get it through the defenders, and really didn't get anything on target either. Ground Zero with an opportunity that comes and goes.
And this game is really feeling like Riot the pace that they're trying to match, it does feel like they're stretching themselves. They're not used to playing at that speed. And Leduc made it in time. Thought Amphis was going to have a casual Sunday stroll into the net there, but Leduc quick back and still tied at 0. But it really does feel like Ground Zero, the driving, really setting the pace out in front and forcing Riot to react.
Amphis having to back off of that corner bounce. Too aggressively positioned. Here's Torsos one more time, looking for a bump on Leduc. Leduc dismounts the wall, gets the block on the ball, and dodges Torsos. Clean defensive play. As Walcott will try now. Torsos, his teammate falling back. Here's Amphis out of the corner, setting up for Express. Walcott makes a stop. Torsos in for shot number 2. Puts it on target. Spidoj makes the save. Leduc can get in the way of Express to block up the challenge, and here comes the counterattack. Spidoj through 2 and in! What a play! Riot on top.
What a interesting leave out. It's this hard pinch, and Leduc, you couldn't ask for a better touch, but Spidoj, that is just commitment. He has like 12 boost when he jumps, and he is just sticking with that play no matter what happens, and he is able to turn in a fantastic challenge and smash one through the goal line.
Confidence that he could make that challenge work with his limited resources. Spidoj gets Riot on top in game number 2 after dropping game 1. They'd love to bounce back here. With 150 left to go, Ground Zero going to be left in the position of keep up. How do they play from behind? Here's Spidoj through 1, Express with the counter. Torsos to the sky. Walcott beat him to it though, and here comes Leduc now on the second challenge. Leduc and Spidoj move past 1. Spidoj towards the corner. Express loses 1 to Walcott. Torsos with the long clear in Ground Zero. That we were talking about clears in the last series. That right there is an excellent long-range clear. He put it so high and so floaty, it gave him time to catch up to it, but here on the other side, Spidoj says, stop talking about clears, I'm scoring goals.
Wow, Leduc just threw 2 people. Amphis caught off guard by that one, and Amphis actually making the correct play there. He's stopping that ball from getting passed or shot on target, but unfortunately the miss comes out, and that means he misses as well. Spidoj, the second man through, able to get it done, and now Ground Zero in a real tight spot.
And Riot up by 2 with just over a minute left to play. Here comes Amphis, and Walcott gets it past him. Torsos to the sky. Express was going to try, but Spidoj breaks things up, gets it to Walcott. They keep this ball so high off the backboard. Express gets it out of net, and Leduc sends it to the far side. 3-0 Riot Gaming.
Clinical from Leduc. Don't overthink it. Walcott has already done all the work for you. Make sure it is not at Amphis. Get that ball to the left side. And he nailed it.
52 seconds left. This one all but over. Riot Gaming come to life. And we said it at the beginning of game number 2. Oh, they got warm. They matched the pace at the end of game 1. This will be a different ball game, and it was. GZ read it off the bottom there. Completely shut out so far. They might get one here in garbage time, but 30 seconds left, down by 3. This game's over.
Well played, Riot. You earned a win here. As Ground Zero, I really do feel like they were setting the pace in this one, and it was just a matter of, does Riot have enough in that counterattack? And the answer is yeah. They made some great adjustments on some risky challenges, and they paid off in a big way here in game 2. So, when you're at a deadlock 0-0, sometimes it's the team that takes the chance that comes out with a win. Fortune favors the bold.
They did take a chance there, and 3-0. I think while it was a decisive victory, I want to stress the 0 here. The Ground Zero completely shut out. After the first goal of game number 1, I was so ready for just a crazy slaughtering. That goal was nuts, and we've seen nothing quite like it since. The good goals in this game, all the goals in this game going to Riot Gaming. So Ground Zero now, the tied up series, they do have the advantage of the bracket reset, but if Riot keeps playing like this, it's just a matter of time.
Well, at the same time, it depends on which perspective you look at it. Some tough saves had to be made on Riot's side of things in this game to keep that shutout going. So is it a matter of time for Riot to bring it all the way back and force a reset? Or is it a matter of time for Riot to not be able to continue to play this lockdown defense? They were also really, stretched to the limit in the previous series in that lower final as well. So if they can keep that up, they stand a chance, and indeed, Walcott gonna work a little magic to start off game 3 in the corner and get this one out to Leduc.
These corner passes, Riot's been doing this for 2 series now, and Leduc right there. Like, there is no other shot other than that small window on the near post. He attacks and gets it through that goal line defense. They immediately start off where they left off. 4 goals straight now in the last 2 games.
Torsas went for some fireworks there.
Torsas is pretty good at those. As he gets a pass down, and Memphis tries. Walcott will cover him up, and Leduc now is going to have to deal with Torsas coming in. Torsas will just bump Leduc to Narnia, but Walcott will try to cover it up. Torsas with a save. Cover up from Spidos. Drops to Leduc. Shoots near post. No, he puts it through 2-0 now in the first minute.
Torsas was playing recovery games there. He got real aggressive in the midfield, pulled himself out of position, was able to get back in position to make the save, and had to dismount from the ceiling of the goal to try and make a third stop. I mean, that is the perfect example of mechanics can get you out of tight spots, but it also shows you that you can't try and do everything because you won't be able to keep everything out.
Game 1 was a wild back and forth, but since then, 5 goals unanswered to Riot. Xanthus will try to take this one out and gets it through 2 players. Here's Walcott, though, pressuring the net. Express will send it to the far side. And Torsas and Amphis will tag team this one on the counterattack, and Amphis find the angle onto the backboard. Torsas is up for it. He beats Walcott and puts it off the post and out. Express can't beat Walcott either. And here comes the attack from Riot Games. Leduc onto the backboard. Amphis with the attempt to clear, and he'll get this one for free. Thought there might be a little bit more pressure from Riot. Back in front. Leduc with a loft, and Amphis will try to just push this on into demolition on the Walcott. Can Amphis make it good?
Oh, he tried.
Oh,
Amphis was trying to let that one go. He knew he couldn't score it, so he was trying to rotate his car out of the way, but got that unintentional second touch and took away a chance.
Leduc with a long clear. And Express will match it in kind. Spidos meets it in the midfield, and Torsas will pick it up on the ground, back to the wall. Gets it past Walcott. Can he regain control of his car here? Amphis will jump in to try and help. Now Torsas going for the bomb. Express doesn't get it on target. Yes, but the defenders are there despite the harassment in net. They managed to cover up the shooting lane. And we'll see Ground Zero put pressure on here and keep that ball in the corner, but can they get another good shot like that?
I was amazed Riot stayed composed on that. The misdirection with that slow roller out of the net where Torsas just takes the beeline for the goal and the shot somehow doesn't get scored somewhere in that net. That was impeccable.
Oh, on a pass from Leduc, kind of the pogo stick play. Spidos will fall. Here's Torsas and Amphis tangled up on top of each other, and they both stick with this. Amphis will finally back off. I think he's out of boost. Tries to pick up the midfield, but Leduc will send it towards the goal. Walcott tries to redirect it. Express gets one stop and grounds himself before the final challenge can come through from Spidos. He'll win the challenge, but this one now at the midfield rather than in front of the box, and won't immediately turn into a goal. Pressure from Riot building again.
Oh, that's a great pass. Walcott. Oh, mama! That one comes out of nowhere. I mean, Spidos really is just battling for possession here, but it just gets that perfect little skip off that wall, and Walcott let it fly.
And despite there being 2 defenders there that skip off the wall, neither player reads it, neither player follows the ball, and so much space given. 3-0, 2 games in a row so far. Spidos to the sky. Torsas puts it to the edge, Leduc waits for Amphis, gets it neutral. Express in the corner. Walcott trying this one over 2 players. It's up to Amphis, excuse me. I thought Torsas was all the way in the back, but he had just challenged. Here's over to Express. They put it in target. Finally, the streak will end. 6 goals finally are answered by 1.
Nice touch here to Amphis. They catch Leduc thinking he can go get the boost because that's where he's going to take the ball, maybe go for a play up the wall or something, but dead wrong. Got back behind it, chipped it forward, and 1-2 touch. Ground Zero back within 2 with a lot of time.
Fake kickoff. We'll see. Express here. They try. It'll remain to the ether whether that was an intentional fake kickoff or not. But Amphis now pushes forward on Spydoge. Express puts it high before Leduc can, but Spydoge quick rotation here and will barely lose the challenge with Torsos. Now Express towards the goal. Walcott will trap it and carry it up high on the wall. And then leave it for Spydoge into this corner. Torsos to slow things down, but Spydoge looking for another pass. He has been instrumental here on offense. 2 of the 3 goals he has assisted.
And again, Walcott in charge of the defense. Just keep things in line. Don't let things get too out of control. And he has done just that. And that's all you really need for 55 seconds. Torsos coming out of nowhere. Leduc still able to pull that one away.
Leduc has had some absolutely miraculous saves here. A demolition might help open it, but Express gets the demolition and then creates the traffic he was trying to remove. Torsos from the side actually gets a shot. Express puts one in, and it goes through. 36 seconds left. The pressure is enough, and then we got a ball game.
They won't go away. Torsos wheeling back around and surprises Spydoge with a quick shot. Walcott, try as he might, has no boost on the line, can't reach it, and Express just sitting right there next to it because why not? You need a goal, and he turns it in.
34 seconds left. Can Ground Zero do this? We saw a 3-goal comeback in the last series, and yet it got lost in overtime. It was all for naught. Now Ground Zero going to try and do the same and have it actually matter this time. Leduc, a bump on Torsos. Walcott gets absolutely bopped off the ball. Express, 10 seconds left. They've got the positioning, they've got the presence in the field, but can they hold on to control? Torsos manages to get back to the ball, but Walcott keeps it glued to the wall, is the word I'm looking for, and the clock will expire. Amphis has to hold on to this and keep it high, but nope, can't. Oh, Express actually is under this, and somehow that bounces. There's no way this doesn't. Okay, there's no way that they were getting down the field and keeping that ball alive. Riot will put it into the ground and stave off the comeback there, 3-2, and they take the lead in the series.
2 straight for Riot, looking good, and I don't know about that, time ticking down attempt. I thought Torsos was really going to try and chip that ball towards the middle, but he ended up putting it off to his right and back out behind him. So I think Ground Zero just kind of mis-executed there and took away a chance, and at that point just had to strain. But Riot, whoo, what can you say? Yeah. Again, more planks. They must live right next to a forest, man. They keep throwing all the boards onto the gate to keep it closed.
And I mean, the board this time was Leduc. He was not only was he the defender with the saver medley, also scored 2 of their goals. Absolutely the MVP there of Game 3. And Riot in control of this series now. Ground Zero it looks like it might have just all been for show at the beginning, as Riot has gotten the war machine warmed up and moving at full speed. And now it's Ground Zero struggling to keep up.
Yeah, Ground Zero really going to have to get creative. I'm really liking the speed of Torsos. I think he's breaking up a lot of opportunities. The problem is coming through in the follow-up. Not sure if Express and Amphis either don't have the boost or trying to be a little more respectful of things going potentially wrong, and that's why they're not right on some of those wins that Torsos is finding. But either way, it's the follow-through from Ground Zero that's coming up short.
Oh no, it's in. Walcott off the ceiling gets another goal, and Riot's back on top for a 3rd game in a row.
Hello, Walcott. That's a perfect chip. Wow. And a beautiful shot off the ceiling. That's just quality.
That was beautiful. Put it on a plate, serve it up to dinner. It's a rare delicacy, the perfect ceiling pinch. As Amphis on his backboard needs to find a clear. And loses control. Spydo's going to close the gap, shooting on target. Express has to cover the net, and Torsos gets caught on the post. He'll dismount in time before Leduc can put more pressure on. But Ground Zero right back in the same boat they were in for the last 2 games, struggling against an oppressive offense. And a miss there might give them an opportunity as they push it through. Torsos towards the goal, puts it high. Amphis has got to find a way to tuck this one in under the double tap, drops it into the goal. What a play!
Oh, yeah, you had to feel like this was going to get scored after they completely whiffed the ball, and Torsos' quick reactions, they're able to get it back in line, and Amphis had to get creative with where that second touch was going. Couldn't get power on it, but the placement good enough.
4:08 on the clock, and we're tied up. Ground Zero managed to get on the board before the game gets out of hand finally. As Amphis sends this away, Express to chase it. Walcott puts it back into the box, and Torsas plays it to no one. Leduc will take a shot. Walcott butts it back to the side. Walcott in the box, clears the defenders, and then makes the shot himself.
Always go for the redirect if you can. Great bump on Amphis, and make sure he ain't making it back. Great finish from Walcott.
Incredible play there from Walcott, who has only ascended to new levels as this series has gone on. Walcott through one. And Amphis to the edge. Leduc on the outside. And here's Spido's shot on target. Express makes the stop. Leduc's follow-up is wide. And Torsas out to Amphis. They're on top of each other. Amphis will back off, just hits the brakes. Express in the midfield, can't read it, and Spido's will follow this onto the wall. He's got Leduc in tow directly underneath him. Looks at the flip reset, gets it, puts it onto the backboard. Torsas finds the clear.
Nice play from Torsas, but look at Walcott just trying to jam things up in the midfield. And again, it's that speed of Torsas that's making the difference. Unfortunately, Spido's nice solid clear right down the middle forces Amphis to react.
For a second, I thought that was just going to be in off their backboard again. But no, Amphis does cover it up this time, and Spido's tries to just take it back around. A few cheeky shots, things that really shouldn't be going in, but it just puts so much pressure on him, forces Ground Zero to play immaculate defense, and now they're up by 2 again.
Midfield strong, Leduc just timing it, and Walcott's approach here is key. Get out in front of Express, flip left, and he is not going to have any clear lanes.
Hat trick for Walcott in Game 4. A win in this game puts them on match point for the first series and resets the bracket with a win in Game 5. Ground Zero, clear favorites, now having to go back to the drawing board and put some puzzle pieces together. They thought they knew how to spell Riot Gaming, but no, the eye's upside down. It's an exclamation point. You misread it. Here comes Torsas. And nearly puts that one through. Walcott covers him. I was just waiting with bated breath to see if it went in.
They need the support. You know, I'm not sure the air dribbles are really going to break down Riot. It's all going to be about how you beat that first approach. You know, the air dribble's great for breaking out of defense, but in terms of offensive scoring potential, you know, the flip reset is really what does a lot of the work in that regard. So I think the key to success for Ground Zero in terms of scoring chances, it's going to come with those hard passes straight back across into the middle and really try and catch Riot kind of guessing where the shot's going to come from. Like, this is never going to work.
Did you see that stalemate about 30 seconds ago?
Yeah.
It was like 4 of the 6 cars weren't moving. For a second, I thought there might have been like a disconnect or something, but no, that was just how neutral. Everybody held their ground. Everybody was like, this is where I need to be right now. There's nowhere else better for me to be on the pitch. As Amphis tries to put in a crazy goal. 3 players commit on it, but can Express get it through the one that chased it? Torsas onto the backboard. Express versus Walcott. Walcott wins into the corner. Torsas goes for it one more time. Pass to Amphis, but Amphis too far upfield. That's happened a few times in this series. He'll be able to back off and put it back into a corner again. Looks for Leduc in goal, doesn't find anything. Express and Torsas will double commit in enemy territory, and this should mean Riot control.
And trying, you know, it's kind of just going one at a time into the breach and hoping that one of you is able to make a challenge. Gonna have to rethink how they move this ball in the midfield. That's a much better approach, even if Torsas has to go for the race. I will take that approach every day if you're Ground Zero, and eventually you're gonna find a situation where Riot's not ready for it.
Torsas towards the net, and Spido's will put it high. Backing it away, Express will try to reach for this one, and it's not gonna be there either. 40 seconds left, and Ground Zero absolutely have their hands tied as they struggle. With only 30 seconds left, they have to score 2. Gotta find the one very quickly, and right now they're having to play defense. Spido's to the sky. Looks for the flip reset. Defense will hold on to an Amphis now. Back down the field, 15 seconds left. If he can get this one through, there's a good start. Spido's nearly doesn't save it. It gives them an opportunity, but with 9 seconds left, Torsas needs to score right here. Leduc sends it away. Express now onto the wall once more, and a clock will expire though, and despite their best efforts, it won't matter there. Ground Zero facing match point against Riot. Riot 1 game away from resetting the bracket.
And the pendulum completely now swinging back the other way. Riot definitely the drivers here. This was Ground Zero running themselves into a brick wall over on that defense. They got you know, there's 8 shots, but I don't even remember hardly any of them.
There was a few really excellent stops on defense. Again, Walcott, 3 goals and a savior medal here in this game. He switches spots with Leduc for the MVP. Leduc there with 2 assists, but Riot Gaming right now are 2.75 goals per game in this series right now. They are scoring so much. They've scored 3 in the last 3 games. If you can't stop that, I don't know what Ground Zero is going to do. They've looked okay, but when you're only able to produce, I mean, they scored 3 goals in the first game, but then since then it's just been downhill. Riot has absolutely lit it up on offense.
Yeah, I'm surprised with the efficiency that they've had in terms of breaking through in that midfield line and winning challenges past that, because they were really struggling that at the start of their previous series. So now they know you got to be right on it, commit. And if you can make a play, try to make a play. You got to trust the people behind you to be able to buy you time. And so far, Riot's executed on that.
Oh, Ground Zero. Faced with winning 3 straight here. Express to the outside. And Spidos will now chase this one through the sky. He's got Walcott there as well. A bit of a dual threat. Gets the flip reset, and Torsas has the read on him. But in Game 5, Riot 1 game away from resetting the bracket, and at that point their work is very much, it's not over, but it's so much simpler. As long as they maintain as long as they maintain this aggression and momentum, they'll be good. The problem would be just stamina at that point. So here comes Torsas. Oh, Spidos gets the save.
Here's my one concern if you're Riot Gaming. You're playing great defense, but at the pace they're playing right now, they're playing on a razor-thin margin of boost. If they start getting it stolen, they're going to be in a bad spot. And indeed, Amphis catches them off, all grab and boost on the other side. Leduc can't buy any time. That's Walcott's only touch. And Express is right there in the corner taking the boost, pops it back in, and nobody's home.
Well, it's exactly like you said, playing on the razor's edge. I mean, what does that look like? That means you're making the saves on the goal line. As you see from Walcott, again, the stops happening in the box. The defense is constantly having to turn away shots rather than stopping the shots from happening in the first place. But here comes a follow-up. Leduc puts pressure on Express and Amphis. I'm going to be honest. I feel like both defenses have been playing a lot on the razor's edge.
Yeah, I mean, especially whoever's on offense is also, you know, forced to expend a lot of boost in trying to make a lot of these plays happen. And Torsas, did he get that flip reset? Either way, doesn't matter. Cannot muscle it past Walcott.
Walcott the wall on defense, and here comes Spidos off the edge. Walcott immediately goes for Torsas to try and open up space for Leduc, but Torsas manages to dodge the demolitions and get multiple touches back to midfield. Amphis will have control of this ball and just dumps it straight to the net. Spidos has a simple save and pushes it away, and now looks for a counterattack. Here's Leduc underneath. Get it past Express. We'll see Leduc into the sky. And Amphis tries. Torsas stops. Lots of great stall touches from Torsas in this last 30 seconds. But you know that's not the sort of touch he really wants the compliment on. He doesn't want to have to be making these touches as Express makes another goal line save.
I know, if you can get any player that's able to buy time consistently and pull your defense, you know, back into position with the ability to stall out, that is a indescribably valuable asset to have on any team. As that one, wicked challenge from Walcott. Amphis, a little bit of a fake there. Now it's one-on-one with Spidos. What's he do? Left side, an easy save.
He does get it off to the edge. Despite all the fanciness getting up to that moment, there were limited options for Amphis, and Spidos knew it. He shuts the one door that was open. Now the ball rolling at midfield. Walcott will take up control. Torsas will bump him off, and Spidos comes in from the side, hoping Express would just flip into it. Doesn't get the fortunate read. Now Express dumps it to Amphis. Infield pass off the backboard. Torsas up for it, puts it onto the backboard once more, goes for the second time, and Walcott, the second bounce off the backboard, gave Walcott just enough time to get up in the air and make the save.
And now you are kind of starting to question a little bit here, because it feels like Ground Zero back in the driving seat. 10 shots already to the 6 of Riot, and to top that off, Ground Zero also with the lead under 2 minutes. So what are Riot going to do? Answer pass the ball to Walcott and tie it up.
When Riot has space to shoot, the shooting is excellent here. This is the most open Walcott's been the whole game, and he makes it worth their time. Tie game with 1:48 left to go.
What a play as well. A nice, delicate touch from Leduc to drip that ball back down into the middle. And again, it's that nice, strong, hard shot from Walcott towards the top of the net. He's pulled out a couple of times in the past 2 series.
Riot coming back to life when they needed it most. They push it in the middle. Little duck on the outside. Walcott with the attempt, and Express breaks it up. Now Torsas into this corner. He looks for a second touch, gets it out to Amphis. Amphis chooses the corner again. Spido's not able to make cuts with it. Express past one. Spidos will dismount the wall. He's going to have to block Amphis here. Neutralizes in the corner. Torsas has to hit his brakes. He doesn't want to crowd this corner too much. They get it through all the defenders. Nobody's in net right now as Walcott was far out to the outside, but Ground Zero not able to get it through the wall in the corner. Now here comes Walcott looking for Torsas instead. He actually goes off the ceiling and then looks for the defender instead.
Oh, I like this play from Amphis. Slow pace of play down, bring it back into your control. Oh, but that miss is going to hurt.
Oh, Sliduck and Spidoge right on top of each other. We'll see what Walcott can do as Amphis takes to the sky. Amphis very precise with his touches right now. You're absolutely right. He slowed it down in the last one, and this time goes to the sky. He's keeping that ball close to the chest, trying to keep his options open, but here comes Sliduck. Express blocks it. Spidoge with a bit of space, takes his time on the read, though. He'll win it against Amphis, and it bounces into the midfield, and Express finds a clear. 20 seconds left. Tie game. Ground Zero. The series hanging in the balance for them. Not wanting to go to the bracket reset as Leduc pitches it on the backboard. Torsas doesn't touch it.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
They just bulldoze it in. 11 seconds left. They've got the lead.
Leduc, what a touch. He just raced that ball to the ceiling, and that one just squirted towards the goal, and they could not react to it just rolling along and straight down. And just like that, Riot 11 seconds from the full reset.
Can they do it? 9, 8, Express to Torsas in the corner, looking for the tie game. Across to Amphis into the corner, and no! He comes back down, and Torsas will try! It bounces out again! Express puts it high, and Spidos tries. He'll keep this one away. And oh my goodness, Express, one last chance to Amphis, to the goal, blocked to the side, into the ground. Riot earns the game. And I'm not going to lie, Ground Zero threw a little bit at the end of Chiefs. We reset. We go for round 2.
A surprising amount of smiles from Ground Zero for pinging 2 of those beautiful opportunities off the top corner to allow a bracket reset. I'm amazed that they started laughing after that one ended. That's mind-blowing.
I think that the laugh has to be a little bit of an anti-tilt. You can't let it get into your head that, holy crap, you absolutely, by all laws of Rocket League, should be in overtime right now.
You bottled it.
That was so 2 brilliant opportunities, neither of them touched by a defender. You put it off the woodwork both times. That is tragic, but here they are. Round 2, Ground Zero come in as hot favorites, and Riot socks them in the jaw. We're going to go for round 2 in just a moment. We're going to give them a break, us as well. We'll be right back for the bracket reset. All right, we are ready for round number 2. Riot Gaming come from the lower bracket, the long haul, and now they've got themselves into the real final series. And it's got to be such a confidence booster here at Chiefs, knowing you just beat this team. But here's the thing. They played an entire best of 7 before this, and it went to game 7. You know there's got to be a little bit of a stamina situation for Riot right now.
I don't know. They might be riding high on adrenaline. They are.
I hope so.
I am surprised at their ability to continue to play so well on all aspects of the game. In fact, it seems like they're getting more powerful. I think the break might hurt them because they might have to slow down a little bit because, you know, the defense from Walcott in that previous series and Leduc, it's been insane. Clutch stop after clutch stop. And, you know, obviously they can't stop everything, but they stopped a lot of dangerous attempts, and it helps when they've got, you know, Spidoge really increasing the pace of play and trying to break up more opportunities from Ground Zero.
Absolutely, and they take the lead here with the bulldozer play at the end of regulation and then hold on to the 0-second stoppage attempts from Ground Zero there. And I agree with you that I think there's a chance that if adrenaline really is what they're carrying on, this break could possibly reset things, but we'll see. Game 1, the only game Ground Zero won in the first series. They'll be hoping to break up some of that momentum with another win here. Let's get it started. Second best of 7. This time, we got Ground Zero completely out of lives. Got to make it work this time.
And if there's one player I'm really looking to turn the series around on ground zero, it's Amphis. I really thought he was going to be able to have a bit more of an impact because it just kind of felt like he was playing a lot of support there, and I really thought he would be, there we go, a bit more involved.
Amphis gets this one, apparently. Torsos off the ceiling. Gives it down to Amphis in the midfield.
Ooh,
wonderful
surprise.
infield pass. The long infield pass from the back corner gives them the goal.
Big surprise there for the defense. I mean, you don't expect Amphis to just dive for that one as it's coming towards him and just get that quick upside down redirect out to the back post there. That's a well-executed shot. Tough angle to nail.
Ground zero start things off here in the second series. Express here getting challenged by 2 players. Torsos will try to come in and provide some support, but just a little bit of traffic. He'll get it off the bounce and now tries to connect with Express. They get in front of the goal. Here comes Amphis looking for goal number 2, but Leduc will deny. Torsos keeps it in the box. Spido's going to get off that wall and immediately take to the air. Express now with the trap. Walcott bumped off, and it's up to Leduc. Up against Amphis. He can't get it into the corner, and Spido's will get the clear.
And Torsos didn't get that boost steal either, so he has to give a lot of ground there, buy a little extra time, and back into the neutral game, and not cleanly executed from ground zero. They have to fight for possession despite what should have been a free ball.
Leduc to the corner. Torsos to connect with Amphis on an excellent little touch that's a bit wide of the net. Was going to need some help, but forces Walcott to make a touch on the backboard. And Spidoge and Leduc both commit. Here comes Amphis. He misses in the midfield. Spidoge and Walcott will collapse on this ball. He goes for Torsos instead. Can he get him? No, Torsos. We've seen that twice now. Walcott chasing Torsos. Torsos dodges the demolitions and makes the stop.
Brilliant play from Walcott. You know that's a 2-on-1. Try and execute, and beautiful defense from Torsos. That is not an easy situation to get out of. We talked about it in the previous series. Invaluable to have a player that can buy you time in tight spots.
Oh.
And Leduc kicks one off the backboard. Gonna have to make a second block here, though.
Torsos in the corner gets a boost steal. A flip reset from Amphis off the crossbar. Now Express gets blocked by Spidoge. Amphis will dump it back to Torsos, and he'll never miss that in a million years. 2-0 ground zero.
I wanted him more involved, and look at him being a can opener here. Beats the defense. Spidoge cannot race Express to the ball. It's just too much to react. Advantage of position for ground zero. The play out in front of them. They're the first ones to it, and then take the lead to 2.
2:52 on the clock. And Spidoge now to slow this one down, flicks it, and Express blocks him. Excellent reaction. He gets the block on Leduc as well and dumps it to an empty corner. Walcott versus Express. Walcott will just remove his opponent in the drag race and take over control himself. Loses the challenge to Torsos, though. If there's been one player who has been able to kind of stop Walcott in his magic, it has been Torsos.
And that's, again, that's that pace that he's bringing out in the midfield. He is quick. He will dive at everything, and he is lethal with the reads. He's quick, and he is accurate. The most dangerous combo for a midfielder.
Walcott onto the backboard. A demolition opens up the gates. Here's Leduc, puts it high. Amphis wasn't there, and then Walcott and Spidoge just kind of hold hands and fall down. So they won't have a shot. They keep the pressure on here. Now Leduc will try to do is what he can to salvage this situation. Still trailing by 1. A shot from Walcott. It's wide, and Amphis has to dive at it, though. The speed was just too much. Now Express will push it back out.
No question, though. That should have been a goal there for Riot. They definitely could have got themselves one, but like you said, little miscommunication, poor positioning from a couple players, and they can't execute what should be a freebie. That's a double commit, though, and Spidoge, if he can regain control here, could be in a good spot, but Express locked in.
Walcott again trying to get Torsos, and he just can't quite nip his heel. As Spidoge puts it high. There's Walcott over 1. Leduc with a little bit of space, getting pressured by Torsos. They'll put it off the corner. Spidoge removed from the shooting lane. Torsos will find the clear down the field. Can he get it all the way to the net? 3 goals for game 1. How about it?
Quality. Now, this is smart from Torsos. You're going to see this air dribble, and he pops it up into the air dribble to force Spidoge to jump. But the brilliance is that he doesn't continue towards the top of the net. Because if he continues to the top of the net, it's going to be easier for the defender to kick that ball high of the goal because he's got momentum headed that way. So Torsos stalls the upward ascent, and that was just a great shot.
It was an excellent shot. The Goomba stomp from his teammate also helps. And they'll get 3 goals here in again, game 1 was the only game Ground Zero managed to score 3 goals. Can they keep it going here? Heading into the next series. After that, they were only able to score a max of 2. Walk on the edge, Amphis down to the side. And a clear long ways. And if you're Riot Gaming right now, just getting any goal on the board help bring a little bit of momentum, a little bit of just confidence of, okay, things aren't different. This is the same series it was a second ago. It's just a very, very long series. Walcott through 1.
That's the hard part.
The challenge.
Coming out of that lower bracket, you're right. It is a long road back. And while you can feel good about playing so well in that first series, you know, when you come out here into the second one and game 1 goes down the way it does here, you know, 0-3 where you don't really get too much done and you realize, you know, how much further that road continues, that's when the fatigue might start to settle in a little bit. Game 2, that first minute could be very telling.
And I mean, but also this was how game 1 went in the first series here. So for me, the tell will be here. How does game 2? What happens in game 2? But again, a reminder, we just completed game 13 for Riot right now. Coming off of that lower bracket finals and now into the second bracket reset as well. It's one of those I feel like they could come into this game and be like, yeah, we're great, we're super awesome. And then right now is when the fatigue actually starts to hit them and realize, wow, I actually have played a lot of Rocket League today and I'm kind of tired. So they got to dig deep if they want to be winter major champions. And we'll see how things go as we head on to Forbidden Temple. And
I would not be surprised. I'd believe it if you told me Riot came storming back here. That's what they've been doing all day. So while we may sit here and say, you got to see what happens, this is where it gets hard. If there's a team that can do it, I believe it would be this one.
Well, the moment of truth. Express into the corner. Leduc across. Here comes Walcott. Up against Amphis. Spidos on the half rotation. We'll push it towards the wall. Amphis will get it off of his hood. Walcott tries to fake out Torsos and still can't win the challenge against Torsos. Amphis runs it high and Spidos off the wall. Behind the back line, Express will reposition. Neutral challenge, drops in front. Leduc tries, but just too aggressive, didn't read it. Here's Walcott with space. He's got Amphis in the goal line to deal with. Puts onto the backboard and Amphis gets in front of the box to Express. He'll get pressured by Spidos. Behind him. We'll go now Express onto offense.
And Amphis got things rolling nicely in that previous game. I'm curious to see if he's able to keep up that same level of productivity.
It's a solid pass there. And Torsos put it just wide of the net. Amphis again. They're loving that spot just to the right of the goal. Here's Leduc. Through 1. A long ways down. Amphis.
Oh, he's
off
going
the wall.
for it.
The flip. Oh my goodness. Tried to get the aerial musty. Excellent play though from Spidos to deny that one. And Torsos, they leave the goal open. The play left. They miss on the backboard, and that gives Ground Zero the opening.
Yeah, can't afford this one. I mean, it looks easy, and to be honest, it is. But Spidos is only beat there because he thought his teammates coming up with a clear. A little gap for Torsos, and he does not miss.
Walcott now looking for a response. Bit of space, but he'll be low on boost following kickoff. Express now looking for a dribble. Spidos with the counter. Torsos slows this play down. Through 1. Amphis gets it out. Express turns back on this, puts it onto the wall. Leduc through 1. Back and forth, infield pass. Walcott beats Amphis, but the ball's just wide of the net. Looking for a second one. He's getting challenged by Spidos as well. Torsos gets the clear. Here's Leduc. Can't get it through Express. Amphis quickly adjusts and challenges this again. Through Walcott once more. And then loses the ball in the corner as Express will have to go for a back pass.
And I'm like,
goes in. Okay, I fully expected there to be a defender, but no. Torsos sends it straight in near post. 2-0, Ground Zero.
I expected a defender too. I mean, Walcott and Leduc, I think they thought that ball was getting cleared past the midfield line just based on the momentum of their player and how that challenge was looking to them, and they were dead wrong.
Walcott too far up, I think, yeah, like you said, expecting the teammate to win the challenge. And then having to say, oh dear, as soon as he did not. Here's Express up against Walcott. Pinched into the corner. Spidos long touch to Midfield, Amphis to the edge.
Oh, wow.
And gets it off the wall himself. Leduc has to stall this one. Gives it over to Torsos, who's not going to miss. 3-0. And Ground Zero firmly in control 2 games in a row.
I love how Amphis commits to that touch despite the fact that Walcott had him beat to that ball. I mean, Amphis went sideways, and I'm going for it. If they miss, I'm going to make sure it goes to a good spot. And Riot kind of cracking here. They're missing the easy touches.
They are missing the easy touch. And again, this starts to feel like we've said it a few times, but fatigue for Riot. So Leduc will try here. Torsos wins another one. Amphis on the wall. This is 6 unanswered goals right now from Ground Zero in the second series. As Express puts it above the goal. Spidos reaches for it and makes the touch. But Amphis now off the ceiling, looking for fancy plays. Walcott denies. Torsos sets it out. Here comes Express, goes for the fake, and Walcott doesn't fall for it, just stings behind the ball and pushes it onto offense. 149, plenty of time, but we do need to see Riot score very soon.
I would definitely agree with that, and personally, I'm enjoying Amphis's approach to, keep the ball as close as I can and force them to react to what I'm doing. It's wasting a lot of time off that clock. So Leduc finally gets one into the middle, and it's actually going to find its way into the net.
This is Walcott sending to the outside. Leduc just dumps it in again, and they finally get a little bit of a double commit on him, and neither player able to read it. Gives Spidos an opening. That's Riot on the board. They finally stave off the drought. And we've seen it twice already today, just in the last 2 series, a 3-goal comeback.
Yep.
Can Riot do it this time?
Well, hello, Spidos. That's creative. Little fake flip reset, but still just punted up the pitch.
Walcott tries to trap this to the outside. Spidos alone in this corner. With options, he puts it into the middle for Walcott. And then Amphis just kills it in front of Leduc. He'll have this. He has literally the entire world is his oyster right now. But Express comes in and has other ideas. Now Walcott
can do something. He just got boost.
Yep. Oh, but just dumps it straight in Amphis to the outside. Leduc with a miss. And now Spidos to try his luck against Torsos. Gets it past him. Leduc will reach into the corner, and Walcott's got a crazy angle to try and read this. Gets it back into the corner, but gets kind of zoned out by his own teammate. He can't just immediately attack. And now here comes more pressure. Leduc gets it as Walcott catches him on rotation, and we got a 1-goal game.
Love Leduc willing to commit to this. And Walcott, look at him try and stall out Amphis, and for some reason, Torsos was just struggling there in net. Not sure what was wrong with him.
33 seconds left. Can they do it? Amphis now just trying to push it through and immediately take away that lead. He might be able to do it. Oh, nearly puts it onto the goal. Spidos out of this corner. He's trying to hold on to control, and they're slowly working it down. This pace is good. Into the midfield. Here comes Walcott up against Torsos. Loses the challenge. Spidos already in the sky. Can't beat Express, though. The shorter flight distance gives Express the advantage into the midfield. And he's just happy to play. Keep away, pitches it behind him. Absolutely style on him to get the winning game 2.
Express. That is a block. Oh, Leduc didn't even believe it. He's like, nah, he can't do it.
You won't. Oh, I'm sorry. You did. Okay. My bad. Let's go again. 4 seconds left, and they go for the fake kickoff. Spidos going to try and pinch this one off. Express is in for Leduc, but nearly couldn't get it through. This clock has expired, so even if they get the goal, it will not matter. Ground Zero take game number 2. That's 2 in a row here in the bracket reset.
7 series today. Riot playing in 5 of them. Every single one a best of 7. It's been a grind. Starting to lose a little. You're starting to see Walcott miss a couple touches. Riot thinking challenges are going to go differently, not quite making the right decisions when it matters. And they're cracking here. You need to hold the line in the next game.
And on the other side, Torsos, 4 goals on 4 shots and 2 saves. Perfect shooting percentage. The man is a veteran of these tournaments. We were talking earlier about Torsas and his ability to stall and to hold on to the ball, to keep it away and let his teammates get sorted out underneath him.
Yeah.
Literally, my earliest memory of Torsas is in Season 3, his team getting pressured, him having the ball off the wall and hovering in the air, just holding the ball, giving his team time to sort themselves out on the ground. And I remember talking to him about it afterwards. He's like, oh, no, we got to be able to score and stuff. But, like, the value of that play and how well he's perfected those strategies over the years, it's a part of why he's here in this grand finals.
You know, it feels like Torsas is the stall and slow things down for the defensive side of things, and Amphis in this second best of 7 has turned into that stall and slow it down on offense and try and get them pointed in the right direction. And it's working well. Express is just come when you need me.
Express has been wonderfully aggressive, as Amphis will try to challenge. This one goes for a crazy double tap that nearly goes into the crossbar. And Walcott now off the ground. Gets in the midfield. Leduc's got this one, but Amphis there gets set up in net and clears it back. He's changing the direction of rotation as well for everybody. And Express and Amphis now to try and tag team this one. Torsas with a read. Gets it to the far side. He's going to stretch for it again, but Spydos has a much better approach. He and Walcott will send it to the goal. Express, they got a double commit out of him. Here's Leduc onto an open net, drops it down, gets saved by Amphis and away. They stay perfect here in Game 3.
That was an excellent shot from Leduc. A lot of power on it from such an awkward shooting angle, but still denied. Round 0 stand firm on their own side.
It's Leduc. Oh man, Spydos puts it in the midfield and Torsas over the side. Torsas and Express double committing here. They can score, though it won't matter. Torsas through 2. It's demolished. Which player moves up first? It's Amphis. And here comes Express, shoots dead center of the net. Walcott slams on his brakes and flips for the save. Spydos now a long way down the field. And Amphis with the attempt to stop it, but it does make it to the backboard. Walcott one more. He won't be able to double tap. Torsas losing a challenge finally. Into the midfield, it's Spydos over the top of 1. And onto the backboard, Walcott's there, beats Express, and finally Riot are on top in the second series.
Right back. Win a couple races, they get out in front, and Torsas, like you said, it's normally a good thing when you say finally someone lost something, and unfortunately for them, that's not the way they need to lose it. Torsas loses one race, and Walcott all over the follow-through.
Walcott might have started to have a few chinks in his armor, but that doesn't change the incredible player he is. Giving him space has been the kryptonite of many teams today. Here's Amphis with a crazy aggressive read. And Leduc now off the wall to Spydos, covered up by Torsas, bouncing in the midfield. Here comes Amphis from the backfield, gets it neutral against Walcott. Torsas towards the goal. Express, can he read this? No, he backs off, doesn't have enough boost for it, doesn't believe in himself. And now Amphis off the corner. This time Express will take to the air, and is it set up for Torsas? It is, but Walcott already there, and Torsas far in the back. He'll now come up from the 5, gets it through 1, gets it to the side, all 3 players, he absolutely rinsed them.
I mean, this is the power of speed. When he jumps at that ball from the midfield line, you're thinking, oh, he's gonna go for this air dribble or maybe a strong shot towards the top of the net, and then he lands on the floor, but he's still going with power. You gotta be scared about a little chip shot towards the top of the net, and Torsas just ties him up in knots with that approach. That was brutal.
Leduc trying. Torsas shoots the howitzer from his own half. Spydos will have the counter, but Express is there. This one dangerous again. Amphis up for it. He's going to beat Walcott. Can he get the double tap? The guillotine drops and they clear it. They get their head out of the way just at the last moment. Express now back over the top. Spydos is there, and he'll take his time to catch it. These Fennec players and their patience today.
This is a tight line to walk if you're Riot. You need a goal. I don't think you want to play from behind in a game as important as this one. It really depends, you know, how you're going to be feeling for the rest of the series. And you'd really like to start seeing them take some ball control here.
And we have not talked about the fact that we're ground 0 to win this game. They're up 3 and they have 4 match points to play through. Riot having to stay perfect on all of them, so a critical win here for Riot if they're able to do it in Game 3. Onto the wall. Torsas through the air. He's giving it to Express. No, he might take it himself. The dual threat. Walkout blocks it, but Amphis is too far to the side. Different read again. Leduc is there, and Amphis will fall back. He did immediately do the 180 once he realized he had no shot, and the good thing he did, too. Keeps the game tied with 120 left to go. The long-range shot from Walcott will be defended by Express. Amphis going to try and clear.
And that's the difference between, Ground Zero and Cringe Society. That middle counterattack was wide open, pings off the bar. Walcott narrowly avoids an own goal, and Spydoge just wants a pinch clear, and he's going to need a little help.
Oh, is it in target? It's on target. Leduc puts it away. And Express backs off after creating pressure. Torsas creating more here. Express not going to be there. Torsas got to reach over his back shoulder and put it in for the win. Are you kidding me?
Got all the way back to this one. Forces Walcott to dismount early.
What?
And then just quick pops right back up to get the rebound. Ooh.
Oh, you thought you'd snuck up on him, but no. He sneaks up on you. Torsas scores the go-ahead goal. And will it be enough? We'll find out. Torsas demolished. Express not a challenge. There's so much space given by Riot again. And Torsas will clear to the edge. 30 seconds left. They're trying to hold on to the lead and give themselves the 3-game lead. Oh, Express through one. Spider.
Leduc trying to, rekindle a little bit of that just wild aggressiveness to go for a big play in front of the line, and that's what they need right now. I like it.
11 seconds left. Here's Amphis. One player upfield. Leduc to an empty net. Shoots to Walcott. Amphis blocks him at the point of contact. Tries to get a pass, but no. Torsas clears it to the back third. Nobody's home. Clock has expired. Wow. What a bounce, though. Walcott keeps it alive. Spider's going to try, and Express keeps it higher instead of slamming it to the ground. This one, though, going to go into the dirt. Ground Zero. 3 games straight. They're on match point after dropping the first series. They've come alive.
Hero's effort from Riot to try and keep that ball in the air, but a perfectly executed 0-second approach from Ground Zero. Get on top of it, get the big part of the car behind the center of the ball. It's going nowhere. They drill it down and win by 1, and Riot fighting back, but I don't know. You've played over 2.5 hours of Rocket League straight at this point, but at the same time, they've reverse swept these guys before, believe it or not. They're the ones who knocked them out in the last regional with a reverse sweep. I don't know if you could surprise me. I'd believe it.
There's always the chance. It's definitely possible. This is not out. I'm not. Walcott. I feel like maybe we're not supposed to say this, but Walcott did just say in quick chat, "Reverse sweep times 2?" ? They feel it. They know it. They know they've been here. They know that they can do this. And it's good to see. It's good to see positive attitudes from this team after a grueling day of Rocket League, that they're still having fun and still believing themselves to possibly get this one done. But right now, it has been a decidedly one-sided affair. They've had one lead so far in this second series. And here comes Express looking to immediately put Ground Zero back on top. Torsas off the ceiling towards the goal. Spydoge and Walcott get tangled up on top of each other, but they do manage to clear it through the corner and to midfield. Express to stop one, kicks it on the sky. He got the midfield boost and uses the whole thing just to get it to the back third. And now here's Amphis. Shot on target. Spydoge makes the save.
Oh, and still, just that thorn in the side. Torsas can't catch a break with that guy. He is all over him from that midfield line. He's not letting anything by for free if he has his way.
The powers of the Dominus. He's the only Dominus player on the pitch. Here comes Spydoge. First attempted offense from Riot in Game 4. Torsas will single-handedly shut that down. Wins another challenge in the corner. Gets a bump onto Leduc. Challenges from Express, though. Nowhere to be seen. He backs off. This one goes on to Leduc's hood, and Amphis is able to get on top of him. Torsas demolished in net by Walcott. Walcott finally had enough of missing Torsas and just chases him even when his team's on defense.
Oh, and Riot not executing cleanly. The touch is too strong. The pass is offline. Gotta clean it up.
Oh, Torsas taking that one away. Amphis thought that ball was for him. This leaves Express alone in the back. He'll get all of it. Back to midfield. He's up against Leduc now. Wins another challenge. This one goes to Walcott. And Torsas now going to have to dodge the aerial block. Gives it to Amphis on the wall. Flip over the top of one to Spidoj on the side. Can Torsas find the angle? He actually gets the pass out to Express. And Express, though, facing the wrong direction, won't be able to put the pressure on. He'll get a demolition on his own back wall and play it to the far corner.
Surprise. That's actually a really tough situation now if you're Riot. You've just spent 2 people, and Leduc is hoping, and he pulls it away. What a clear.
Spidoj through one. Walcott nearly finds the stop, nearly finds the shot, but the stop comes through from, of course, Torsas. Now Express. So much power behind this touch. Spidoj will counter it. Amphis through the sky, but Spidoj beats him and leaves Torsas in the back. So he goes to the sky. Here's Express to the outside for Torsas again. Right now, Ground Zero doing a good job holding on to ball control, going for the outfield pass. Torsas plays to the far corner. They got the defenders to bite, but they got to gain control if they want to make use of it. He loses control there in the corner for just a moment. Amphis going to try and take over and see if he can slow this one down in front of the box. They're playing lateral ball, and so far, Riot hasn't been able to match it, but it hasn't mattered as no shots have come from it.
Command is valuable, though. I think the lower time gets, the more that's going to favor Ground Zero. You feel like Riot might try and get a little too aggressive, because that's what they've been trying to do in the previous game as well. Throwing Leduc and other players at things like, look at Walcott just diving even though he's clearly beat, and Leduc is just jumping from the midfield to see if he gets a dunk. And that's why you got to be worried, you know, that's a real double-edged sword that Riot are playing on.
I feel like if Leduc just goes for the shot instead of a dunk, he scores there. Amphis is having to recover. Leduc has so much more time to read, but still 1:39 left to go in game 4. The tournament hanging in the balance. Ground Zero trying to push it through and become the Winter Major champions with a win here in this game. No goals to show for it yet. Torsas to the sky. He's got one player upfield. Harass the defense against the flip reset. Puts it into the goal! Off the crossbar and down. Torsas does it.
The misdirection here. Express lets that ball go over his head, and look at him open the door for Torsas. He just goes straight for the net and says, make something happen. There's a reason you win all those regionals, and he does it again.
Beautiful. The pop-off from Torsas as well. He was absolutely ecstatic to hit that shot. Now Amphis going to try and do his best impression as well. It's on the backboard. Walcott traps it and tries to get the clear, but can't, and Amphis just styles on him in the box. 2-0 now, Ground Zero.
Needed more delivery from Amphis, and look at him just stick Walcott here. Just not able to dismount cleanly, got too far in front of the ball, and Amphis waiting on the dime right there. 2-0, 1 minute.
Time for Ground Zero to close this out. Do not get complacent. The 2-goal lead, it's easy to breathe a little bit, but you know Riot is taking it seriously. They believe in themselves. Torsas to the wall. Misses the ball control. 48 seconds left. 48 seconds from being Oceanic Winter Major champions. Spidoj trying to extend the tournament here. Leduc with a miss. Walcott across his own goal. And Amphis onto the wall. Walcott back to Leduc. Long clear. Where is Spidoj? He's in enemy territory just hoping for the cherry pick, but it's not going to happen. Express wins another challenge. 22 seconds left. Looking to score. They get 2 defenders out of it. It's past Torsas, though. He does have to double back to gain control of this ball. 15 seconds left. Amphis taking control, flip, reset over the top of Walcott to Express to the top corner. It's just wide. Second touch is not good either, but with 7 seconds left, they got to score on this touch, and it's behind them all. It's all over. Amphis will put the nail in the coffin, the dagger in the back. 3-0 for this game. Again, it's been all Ground Zero in the second series.
What a roll from Ground Zero. You turn things around from getting honestly crushed in that first best of 7. I mean, a lot of fantastic plays from Riot, but didn't have the same gravitas in Series 2. And well played, absolutely here from Ground Zero. Executed to perfection. But, you know, if there's one thing I'm positive of, Wade, it is that you have to consider Riot a strong team in OCE. You can't
You do.
call it a fluke anymore.
Oh, absolutely. We talked about their goal percentage, their goals per game in the first series, 2.75. That was so good. But in the second series here, Ground Zero put up 3 goals per game. And Ground Zero are your Oceanic Winter Major champions.